This country is in a revolution. They're sick and tired of what they're getting, and I happen to be lucky enough to be part of it.
It has been said that when in the course of human events, an oppression so revolts its subject that it becomes necessary to alter or abolish the means of that tyranny. Is it that time when our Bill of Rights is defiled every day? When our adventures abroad threaten our security at home? When the Federal Reserve keeps our free nation enslaved by debt? When the people of the world tremble under the thumb of corporate imperialism? And now, our nation is drifting dangerously from freedom to fascism. So I have to ask, is it time?
And now, from the luxurious Albino Raccoon recording studios located in the Midwestern heart of America, it's the Last Voice for Liberty Network. And here is your host, The Mouth.
Oh, my fellow patriots, it is time. The Last Voice for Liberty Network is back here on the air. I am, of course, your host, The Mouth.
Has my fame preceded me, or was I too quick for it?
Now, I'm here laughing and scratching at the folks. We're coming back with our series on the Bill of Rights again tonight, and some special surprises and exclusive. Right here for the Last Voice for Liberty tonight, we're going to be debuting some music from the band Fierce Miner from right here out of Iowa. They've got a new album coming out here coming in June 1st, and we've got a couple of their new songs. I was gifted enough by the band to allow me to play some here on the radio for you guys, and it's really, really awesome music. I think you're going to like it. We're going to be having our Freedomizer family members will be joining in tonight with the discussion and everything else, and my cousin Andrew is going to be calling in to help co-host this evening here shortly. I wanted to take time out to say that, hey, thanks to everybody at Freedomizer for giving us this opportunity to work together and bring the message of liberty to everyone. It's real important to me and everyone else in the movement, and especially that we get this word out to as many people as possible. And I want to thank the people of Freedomizer and all the listeners to all the Freedomizer shows for, all your support and everything else, and all our sponsors. You guys are doing great, and you're helping to push the movement of freedom and liberty back into the mainstream again. It's coming back, and we're part of the reason why, guys. It's a team effort from everybody here, and I think everyone here is doing a great job. We need to get more of that going on, and I believe we will, and that's what's going to lead to our salvation as a nation, if you don't mind me rhyming for a second. We're going to start off, we're going to hit a couple of the amendments tonight, folks, some of the most overlooked and probably over-abused amendments of the entire Constitution and the Bill of Rights, the 8th and 9th Amendments this evening. See, the 8th Amendment will start off as it's the amendment to the Constitution that protects American citizens from being forced to pay extremely high amounts of money for bail if they're accused of a crime or being charged exorbitant fines, and protects them also from cruel and unusual punishments being inflicted upon them by the government. Now, it was the Founding Fathers' desire to give the government into the hands of the people, and that's what they developed it for, and take it away from arbitrary rulers and judges who might inflict any amount of excessive bail and cruel and unusual punishment that they desired. See, it starts off, the excessive bail should not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. It's going to bring in a couple of fellow patriots here right now. These guys are great. Austin Thomas and AJ Smith.
Tuesday night again, it's time for the Mouth and the 8th and 9th Amendment.
They're all dirtbags. All of them. They're all in... I'm telling you, they need to all wear, like, NASCAR, like, outfits with all their sponsors all over them. So people can really see what the hell's going on here. And then people know what not to spend their money on. Exactly. Well, or waste your time voting for it.
I'll tell you one thing, there'd be nowhere on their suits that says "We the People."
Oh, you know that, yeah. Because they do not represent people anymore. They haven't represented the people for a very, very long time, and it's funny how you're starting to see more and more of these mainstream media people, the word tyranny is popping out of their mouth, and they're talking about the government, and they're starting to agree with all of us, because they have to. I told everybody, a couple weeks ago, who is going to be the biggest help in the liberty movement, and it said it's going to be the government. They will show their true colors, and everyone will all of a sudden say, hey, these guys weren't talking out their ass this whole time. These guys were making sense. They've been trying to this whole time. They will jump over to us, and it's coming soon.
Well, yeah, I mean, the credibility's there. I mean, we all have our different ways and means, but we're all calling these corrupt MFers out, big time. And it's obvious. I mean, and it's enlightening to actually see people are starting to wake up.
And what's the idea that was kicked around when we were having that conference call the other night? That constitutional conventions run by the people, not by any of the elected officials or anything else anywhere. Run by the people. You can rent out like a 4-H building at your fairgrounds or whatnot. It's only a couple $100 to rent those things out, and you could fit 5 grand people in there. And just let's sit down and reinforce the law of the land. Let's make it a clear statement that the Constitution of the United States is the law of the land, and if our elected officials do not wish to follow it, then their time is up.
I know five patriotic peeps that'd be ready to roll out. Liberty Lisa, Val Ann, AJ the Renegade Smith, Lee Peer, and myself.
That's right.
So if there's any millionaires out there listening, we're definitely ready to call out the peeps and spread the voice of liberty. The last voice for liberty, baby.
Things like that. When we get over to the 9th Amendment, guys, that's where it really starts to get interesting, because the 9th Amendment, I believe, is one of the more important amendments here in the Constitution. The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. Now, this is where people get it all tricky, because they don't understand what enumeration in the Constitution means. Okay, the purpose of it is clear. It mentions certain rights that are to be protected from the government's interference. And these rights, they include freedom of speech, religion, and, such, all the rest of them. But just because a right is not mentioned in the Bill of Rights, though, does not mean that the government automatically has the right to interfere with it. The 9th Amendment says that any right not enumerated or listed in the Constitution is still retained by the people. So in plain language, guys, it means that there are other rights that the people have that are not listed in the Constitution. Ladies and gentlemen, Cirrus Minor.
Well, I was sitting around my house, and as I looked around, the worries in my life are sure to bring me down, because I try so hard to be all of the things you said for me. But your shoes are so hard to fill, yes, and living in your shadow is hard for me. Oh, I'll be alright if you hold me through the night. Put your loving arms around me, yeah, make everything alright. Whoa, 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 I'll be alright if you hold me through the night. No, this journey won't be easy, no, but one day we'll see the light. Whoa, 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 whoa. everything. Because I made you my whole world. Now that you're gone, it's hard to see. And though your time in this life was cut short, I'll still make you proud of me. Whoa, 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 whoa.
What we're talking about here tonight, like there's a lot of stuff about the Constitution that, that I thought I knew and I didn't, or else I just was too much of a, little rabbit, to really live it. I just wanted to say I believe in it. It's really different when you live it. Anyway, we'd be having a good time. I think the events.
Oh yeah, I'm all about hanging out. I just hope people don't get offended when I lather on the baby oil and put my Speedos on.
No, I mean in front of court buildings, though. Like with signs, in addition to that. With cameras, like that kind of thing. But have a good time, too. But have balloons, so they'll have to really outlaw balloons. They'll look like goofballs, because they are. They're already looking like goofballs with big guns sticking around people with little signs. It looks stupid. It really does. And everybody, this thing about jury nullification is huge. And cruel and unusual punishment. I hardly ever watch TV. I don't own one. And when I got some over, they had a TV, and there was this trial about this. I can't remember her name. It's probably not. I just don't remember the name. I don't watch that news. I've been out of touch with it. But they actually showed. She chose death sentence, and they then showed as they were going to commercial. They showed like a real death chamber, like as if it was going to be a show on tomorrow night. That's torture just for fun kind of thing. So there are people who have not been waking up yet too, and they're like I don't know, they're just really weird. So we should just really, yeah.
Doing a happy dance? Doing a happy dance?
Well, I gotta laugh because I mean. I don't know. All I can say is Las Vegas has got to be the chemtrail capital of the United States. There's no doubt in my mind. They were dumping again this morning in my neighborhood.
I didn't have to hear
so many pictures. Just go through my pictures and look at the crap they pull over here. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, I've seen the ones that you post. Yeah, they crisscross the sky. We're all going to need to start wearing SARS masks. You remember how all the people over there with the bird flu and over in Asia had all the little doctor's masks on? Yeah,
I made up new lyrics for the song Ben. I did. When the rat came out, I made it through a rat. I'm in the heart of the ghetto, so I made up new lyrics for the song Ben. I'm just with you all on this. Yeah. It's really bad. A real rat.
And by Michael Jackson?
Well, yeah, that song, so a rat came out. I was sitting, you know, lots of people walking around, but it was really big and, you know, it came out like really arrogant and friendly, you know, like, Trump was like, I don't think so. And, I mean, like, as a result, you know, this ain't it's that bad. You know?
Could you get your daddy on the phone?
I'm like, oh, man.
I'm so excited. Feel these nipples.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. Regular girl, you're exciting people.
That's good. That's a good thing. I think that's a good thing.
You're excited. Feel these nipples.
I love that.
Well, Judy, what's that thing she did when she's the nun? She's a nun, and then she was the nanny, of course. Oh, that's a spoonful of sugar. No, that's Liberty Visa does that, don't she?
Yeah, she's got the spoonful.
It's right here, though. I should go.
I don't need no spoonful of sugar. I'm already sweet enough. Amendment. Does anybody know here on our panel this evening where the Eighth Amendment has its origin at?
I know I don't. No. But I know somebody does.
Nope. No one knows. Would you like to know? It's
I know.
Where? I know. All right, Austin.
What do you
All right, Austin.
It's an almost identical provision to the English Bill of Rights of 1689.
Correct. But its original origin actually came from the Magna Carta of 1215. See, and it's the idea that the punishment ought to fit the crime was codified in the following words. A free man shall not be fined for a small offense unless according to the measure of the offense. And for a great offense, he shall be fined according to the greatness of the offense.
Okay,
that was the first thing
what about ancient
placed
Greece?
restrictions on the sovereign from violating certain agreed upon rights of the people. But then you're right, you're absolutely correct, because in 1689 that the principle was put into the English Bill of Rights by Parliament, declaring, as their ancestors in like cases had usually done, that excessive bail ought not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. But, yep, you're actually correct, and this is largely due to the famous case of Titus Oates. Does anybody know about the case of Titus Oates? Titus Oates was a man who was tried and convicted of lying in court, okay? Several people had been executed as a result of his BS statements in court, and so the punishment he received included imprisonment and an annual ordeal, which included being confined in a pillory for 2 days and 1 day of being whipped while tied to a moving cart. If you don't know what a pillory is, it's the pretty much the stocks where you put your head and hands in this big wood block in the middle of town. They're secured in a big wooden frame, and yeah, but where people pass by, in one of them, they can taunt you and throw garbage at you. Good luck putting me in one of them. Public humiliation. They said they're going to do this to this guy annually. Now, both of these punishments, the pillory and the whipping, were actually common punishments at that time. But what was so offensive to all the English people at that time was the fact that the punishment was to be given over and over again every year. Now, although the punishments were ordinary, they became extraordinary and excessive to their repetition after year. And so the members of the Parliament referred to the Titus Oates case specifically when they're explaining why they wrote the provisions in the English Bill of Rights. So there's a little bit of history just for everybody to know exactly where it's coming from.